Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. I just got done kind of half heartedly watching the Academy Awards. It, I haven't seen a movie in years, so it kind of doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter to me. Um, I don't know what to say about that, but you know, I've been dealing with some digestive issues recently in the last week, and they come and they go, right? But when I when I do cover these ED channels, sometimes my interest is just lost because they're often boring. They're usually irritating, and obviously everything that they complain about, they could handle. They could do something about. I don't know why you're saying I need to ask for help, right, Eugenia? What do you mean you're sending me prayers? Dude, I actually, nobody ever says, hey, I'm sending you prayers, despite the fact that I've been suffering from a pain condition for 2 years now. But okay, these ladies, they make a lot of money, so they have big followings and stuff. Well, I don't know about Chantel. I know that she claims to have over 100,000, but she can only get a little over a couple of hundred to watch her on her live streams. Less than 1%, less than 1%, you guys, of her total subscriber base. And she can't say that that's because it's international, because she herself has said multiple times that her audience base is 95% US. And so when she streams in the middle of the night in Kuwait, that is the evening for the US. That's in the evening for the US, right? So she should be able to get more viewers than that. And she can't anymore because she's so boring, right? Now, one thing did come up that was interesting. There has been speculation there was a bag or something spotted on her coffee table that looks like a bag of wheat. And there's at least a couple of channels talking about this right now. But I was just watching Unicorn Pondu's coverage of her latest live stream, and on her latest live stream, she shows that she has a platter of like individually wrapped pecan treats, some sort of pecan treat that I suppose could be mistaken for wheat if left on the table like that and it's kind of in the distance. However, Bad Seed also pointed out that she had the Quran on the floor, which is totally disrespectful. I don't know what the terms are for, in Islam or whatnot. I don't know why, like, how she has so much time to do this in the middle of the night. It seems like she's purposely trying to alter her sleep schedule for Ramadan so that she can sleep during the daytime hours and be able to binge all night. That's what it seems like to me. But for that entire grocery haul, that 3 tables worth of food that she stole basically from the needy, um, she hasn't cooked. She cooked what, like eggs and potatoes one morning and some oatmeal, and she had this all in the same morning. And oatmeal and fruit. She had all that on the same morning. And then she had subs, a foot long sub, and just pounded that down, right? Then she had like 5 slices of 2 different pizzas for her celebration. And I just don't know. And now she's complaining of stomach aches. She's complaining that her tummy hurts. Girlfriend, you honestly think that you can stuff yourself like that and it's not ultimately going to give you a tummy ache? Like, you're not supposed to overstuff your stomach like that. I'm doing my best not to like throw out insults, but I can tell you that I had a lovely date yesterday, which is why I was mostly quiet. And during my date, we went and had oysters. We split a dozen oysters, so I had 6, he had 6. And I had a cup of clam chowder, which I didn't even finish, and a piece of sourdough. Actually, 2 pieces of, like, small pieces of sourdough bread with the meal. That was my biggest meal yesterday. Before that, I had peanuts. Pretty much, I do a lot of like dried fruits and nuts during the day, um, especially when I'm having digestive issues. But that was awesome. And then we went, greetings from England, your man in London collecting. Okay, cool, cool. Hello from Ohio. Be good. Okay. Deborah, or I'm sorry, Dakota. My eyesight's not great. It's a little dark out here. Dakota, hi. All right, hi to you. Um, but yeah, we had, a modest high protein meal, and then went and sang some karaoke, and then pretty much were like, by the time we got home, we sang like 2 more songs in my living room, and then fell asleep because tired. Tired. Plus, the time change has wiped me. I don't know about you guys, but the time change has wiped me out. I still have to run an errand today, but I don't know if I'm going to get to it. It was so cute when I woke up this morning. I asked my boyfriend, I said, "Did you sleep well?" And he says, "I don't know, maybe a little bit." And I'm like, "Well, I think you must have, because if you look at yourself right now, you're wrapped up like a burrito in all of my bedding." Like, you took all of it. It was wrapped up like a burrito in all of my bedding. And my cat was sleeping right next to him. It's so cute. Uh, so I had a lovely evening and morning, and then I watched some of, like, I caught up a little bit on some of the crap, but it's like so boring that I didn't even want to cover it. I didn't even want to cover it. It's like so boring now. Like, and I know the thing is with Chantel, she has a love-hate relationship with the React channels. She gets mad if we don't cover her And she gets mad if we do cover her, right? And I'm sorry, girlfriend, but your shit was boring this weekend. That's about as much as I'm gonna give you on that crap. This is Persephone. Everyone at work was half asleep this morning. Yeah, I bet. Because it just, even though, okay, it's only 1 hour, it can totally throw you off, right? Like, it can totally throw you off. And that's how it worked for me today. I had to take a nap because I was just completely out of it. I was like, wow, I just can't function. So I got very little today. Looks like they're replaying the Academy Awards if you missed it. Looks like they're replaying it. I did miss the red carpet. This is when I was taking my nap. I missed the red carpet. I missed like the first half of the show. I was in when they were starting to do like makeup and costumes and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, the show's really short this year. But that's because I missed so much of it. Jam Doe 7, what going on here? I'm just catching y'all up on the weekend. What's going on with you? Okay. Well, mine's tobacco. I'm not smoking weed. Um, that's not really something I do unless somebody passes it to me and I'm like, okay, I'll take a drug. But, oof, I feel zapped, you guys. I don't know about you, but I feel zapped. Um, I felt like the monologue this year for the Academy Awards was pretty light. There wasn't enough. Oh, is that Persephone is jeweling? Is that like vaping? Is that vaping? I've heard of Juul before, but I'm not sure. Okay. So there was a big to do back in 2019 because apparently the Democratic Party of California, the CDP, had sworn off tobacco money, and but they had Juul as a sponsor for one of their conventions, and so people were freaking out saying, hey, what are you doing here? Like, you can't have them as a sponsor. That's ridiculous. Like, you're going against what you agreed to. And I was just as confused then as I am now about like what, like, all I knew was they were a bit like they were a vapor company. But I guess, I mean, that kind of makes sense because it has its own health problems with it, right? But it's legal, and to each their own of like what your vice is going to be, right? I think the arc of Chantel potentially leaving a bag of weed on her coffee table, which apparently it seems like that's getting debunked. But if that was true, I think that's kind of interesting because she has been acting really weird in some of her live streams, right? And so it seems like at times that she's manic. And kind of a little too happy and jumping around all over the place. And then other times she seems really low and, just shoving her face full of food and just very upset with life and stuff. And by the way, I've really thought back on that first mukbang she did. I think it was the Applebee's mukbang, where she said she was going back to Canada and she did this face thing in the camera. She did into the camera, right? And I'm thinking more and more that the people who suspect that that live stream was directed at Salah might be accurate, because that's like a little childish thing that you would do if you're a, like a teenager, like a young teenager trying to mess with your boyfriend, that you'd get in their face and like, right? You get in their face like that. It's not something that you would normally do to your audience on YouTube, right? So I think there might be some truth to that particular hypothesis. All right, Persephone. If she was in Saudi, she'd be arrested for weed. Not sure about Kuwait. Well, everybody's saying that she would be in Kuwait too. That they don't even allow alcohol. But you know what? I don't know. I don't know, because she also says you can't even live in Kuwait if you're not married. That's impossible. It's fucking impossible. Can you imagine an entire society in which you cannot live in a country unless you're married? So what's the age cutoff there? You must be married by age 16 or you are getting kicked out of the country, right? That's what happens. Oh, by the way, on Friday I got my nails done. Isn't that nice? I got pastel pink for Easter. And so I'm ready to go. This is the best I'm going to do. This is the best I'm going to do, you guys. Um, I don't even watch the Oscars really, because like it's just all a bunch of rich people like patting themselves on the back, you know? It's like, I don't know. But I felt like the monologue could have been funnier. It wasn't funny enough. There wasn't enough roasting going on. Like, isn't, well, okay, so they've had some issues in the past, right? Where Ricky Gervais went over the top, Chris Rock went over the top. And so they've had to, I guess, dial it back by bringing in Jimmy Kimmel and making sure that it wasn't going to be so bad that people felt that they were defamed after the event, right? Anyway, it's really hard for me to cover the more recent live streams. A, because they're too long, and B, they have nothing of value in them. There's nothing of value in them. Like, I don't care about her Ramadan decorations, you know? Persephone. Ricky is hilarious. He is, but he did cross a lot of lines, and so that's, I think, why they're not asking him back. Because there's only so far you can go before you like phone calls start getting made, and they're like, "Don't invite this guy back again." You know what I mean? That's generally what will happen. It was really cute though when I was hanging out with my boyfriend last night and we were cuddling up and getting ready for bed. He pulled out his phone and we started watching SNL clips as they were coming out. But I fell asleep. I fell asleep and probably started drooling on him because I'm not a great sleeper that way. Um, but it was nice. It was nice to have him because I don't usually get to see him for more than a few hours at a time, just like once a week. And that's why I'm not going to be able to stay on this live stream very long because we generally Zoom every night since we live far away from each other. We live far away from each other, and so we spend time. We spend time on Zoom each night. Persephone. Yes, I remember that skit. Colonel Angus. That's an older one. That's from a while ago. Um, they had some decent ones this weekend. It wasn't like one of their best ones, but I really like that new guy, Bowen Yang, I think is his name. I think he's hilarious. They did this. He brings in the gay so well, you know. He brings in the gay so well. It's so good. And there was one skit where it was like one of these things where they go into musical montages because like that's really popular, right? All you have to do, Persephone, all you have to do is go to the SNL channel and all the clips from last night are loaded. But the one with Bo and Yang, I think it's I think it's called Moulin Rouge, and it's basically this thing where they have to do a bunch of um, like a medley of a bunch of different songs, and it's so funny. It's so good. So check that out. Um, there were some good things. They also did their cold open was mostly on the response to the State of the Union, but partially on the State of the Union as well. But it was that was also equally as funny. And Josh Brolin was host, and he's always a funny dude. So there were some good skits on that one. Um, we usually watch that every Saturday night because Saturday nights we stay up a little bit later together. But we skipped forward, we sprung forward. So we lost an hour today, right? So I am quite groggy. I appreciate all of you who jumped in and watched or chatted or both. Well, I imagine if you chatted, you had to be watching, right? I don't know that I'm going to bother with the girl world this weekend because it's boring and I'm tired. I lost that hour between two 12-hour shifts. Oh no. That sucks. Sorry to hear that, Persephone. Um, it's hard, you know. The time change can be hard, but we'll adjust. We'll be back to normal in a couple of days at least, right? Anywho, I'm gonna wrap it up here because I'm getting quite tired myself, and I'm gonna try and run one more errand tonight. So y'all take care. And I hope your work conditions get better, Persephone. And take care of you all. I hope your weekend was great, and that that you don't have another manic Monday, right? Just another manic Monday. I'm supposed to go. Okay, hold up. I do have some other interesting stories to tell you. So on Friday, when I was getting my nails done, I don't know that you can see it in this lighting, but I got my eyebrows waxed, and she took a chunk out of my right eyebrow, you guys. She took a chunk out of my right. I was having a rough day on Friday. So I had that happen. I did get my nails done, and then I ordered a grocery delivery, and it was like really low key. It was like some Captain Morgan and 2 Diet Pepsis. And this clown, I can't tell you, he texted me and told me the Captain Morgan wasn't in stock, which was untrue, by the way, because I had to settle this later. Um, wasn't in stock, and he was checking out now, and so on and so forth. So I didn't get. Yeah, I did because I didn't even discover that it was messed up until I got home. She didn't. You know how normally they'll give you a hand mirror and you can take a look at it before you leave the salon. Um, she didn't even do that, and now I know why. She knows she fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so I'm doing this whole delivery, and as soon as he told me it wasn't in stock, I said, cancel the order, please. And I said it 3 times. And instead, he went ahead, bought the Diet Pepsis, left the store, said he was coming, and I said, but I told you to cancel the order, so please take it back because I don't want 2 Pepsis for $5 with a $10 delivery fee and a tip on top of it. This dude was such an asshole, you guys. He said it's too late. You're gonna have to handle it with like our internal customer service and bullshit. I'm like, are you for real? Um, so then he texts me that he's gonna leave the Diet Pepsis on my doorstep and that he doesn't even have to interact with me because there's no longer alcohol on the delivery, right? So at this point, I'm on the phone with the customer service, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, why would I continue with an order that's only $5? That doesn't make any logical sense. Why did your guy do this? And then I looked at my doorstep. He stole the fucking Diet Pepsis. They were not there. He stole those goddamn Diet Pepsis. So I did get a full refund, but they refunded it back in such a way that it's part of like my Ralph's card. And I went to the store, and it's difficult for me to walk, you guys, because of my nerve condition. So I hobbled my way to the store and talked to the manager, and he's like, "Oh no, we don't handle the credits on the Ralph's card." And I'm like, "Well, that's what they told me to do. They told me to come here and talk to you about it." So I had to call them again, and they apparently have called the manager and straightened it out so that he's going to process this now. But I'm hesitant that he's probably going to screw with me again. But it was absolutely in stock, and that was just like a waste of space. And the delivery guy actually had the nerve to say thanks for the tip on the text message. What a dumbass. That's so amazing that it like that you can be that bad. Like first of all, if you're doing a delivery job like that, why would you want to risk it? I mean, if you're that miserable, find something else to do. Find something else to do. But when you're supposed to be delivering food or drinks to a handicapped person, don't fuck with them. That's messed up. That's really messed up. Um, so somehow I got to figure out how to use this credit, and um, what a mess. What a jerk. I told them to never send him back to me ever again. Don't do it, you know? This is the second delivery guy I've had to say that about, where the service was so bad that I had to say, please do not send this person back to me. Because look, if I gave you a list of things and you can't find these things, then you best contact me, tell me, and give me options for replacement. Right? Because if my order is getting changed monetarily, and that's going to change like the difference between the delivery fee and the tip and what I'm actually buying, you should contact me. You know? Amazing that that guy was so unconcerned. Um, so I'm gonna figure that out tomorrow. Um, and then I've got some sort of appointment where they didn't call me and tell me what time it's. I have no idea what time the appointment's at. So I have to call tomorrow morning and be like, hey, um, isn't Persephone isn't Absolute a vodka? Because I don't do vodka. I haven't done vodka since like high school. I just don't like, I had it too much as a teenager, and so it just like tastes terrible to me now. You know how that is. Like also Bacardi. Hi, Danny. Thanks for calling me pretty. That's nice. I know, Persephone, I've tried the flavored ones, but I just don't, there's something about vodka that tastes like rubbing alcohol to me. It just doesn't work for me. How am I doing? I'm tired. I'm groggy because of the time change. How about you? Okay, so for those of you keeping up with the Chantel universe or whatever, Gorlick Bread put out like a video today talking about that bag that people are speculating is weed, that was on Chantel's coffee table. I would be careful, and I hope he is moving forward. Oh, Danny. I'm all good. I just got in bed after a long day. Cool. I hope your sheets feel nice against your skin and stuff. My sheets always feel great when I get in bed. Um, Well, I've talked about a few different subjects, Danny, but I was just leading into the subject of how Gorlick Bread did a video earlier today that is speculating that Chantel had like a bag of weed on her coffee table. Thank you, Mama. Nothing feels better than cold sheets. You're right, Danny. Um, I love like shuffling my feet under them. Um, so he put out this video, and his source was Bad Seed, another channel. And I saw Bad Seed's info earlier today. Like she put out some pictures trying to say, "What's this on the coffee table?" Blah blah blah. Um, not to not to be an asshole, right? But I do want to offer some critical feedback that some channels, Bad Seed included, come across as really looking for more than is actually there, and also just particularly angry. And I don't know what her background is, like how much she knows about Islam and why this is so triggering to her. So I can't really, judge in that way, but it just seems to get a bit over the top, and she seems really like angry every single time she's doing commentary. So just some critical feedback, because I like it when she puts out some really good information. Just always about like everything about Foodie Beauty, about Chantel. She has a like. I mean, I think we all have problems with like a lot of what's going on with her, but she seems to have particular venom when discussing it, and I think that it's important to try and address the topic with as much dignity as you can, because at the end of the day, she is a human with probably with some mental challenges. She's probably got some mental challenges. And well, she definitely does because she has a massive eating disorder. But the lying and all that, I get it. Like it's troubling. It just seems that there are some channels that are particularly angry um, about it without due cause. You know. Now there are some channels that do have due cause, like French Fried Girl. Absolutely, because Chantel keeps coming after her in a personal way, right? And there are some other channels that have been attacked as well. Even I have been attacked, but I can't say that it was her directly, but it certainly looks like it was, right? However, that being said, I think it's better to take the high road, you know? I just Googled the weed laws there. They have severe punishment for it. Yeah, Persephone, that is what I have heard as well. That they're pretty hardcore. I don't even know why, like, just for a fake marriage and a pervert of a husband, she's giving up, like, access to her freedom in Canada. Like, what a weirdo. Like, why would you do that? She's probably not even getting any sex out of this, you guys. Um, do you think they curl up in bed at night and watch clips of SNL? I don't think they do. Danny, yeah, definitely someone from the Middle East. You can't do that here. Yeah. Oh, okay. You're from the Middle East. All right. Did she move to Kuwait? Yeah, she did. Well, okay, so technically she's on a travel visa. So every 3 months she has to border hop to renew her travel visa. It's and if she keeps doing this, immigration is going to catch up with her, you know? They haven't figured out how to actually like make the paperwork right. And she might be the one actually behind that, preventing it from happening. Maybe she should live in a different province in Canada if she doesn't like her own. Persephone, I was thinking exactly the same thing. Like, Canada is so huge. Why are you saying I can't go back to Canada because it's so horrible? It's a huge fucking country. Like, what are you talking about? Persephone. Ooh, Dubai is beautiful. I think they also have some restrictive rules against women, though. Danny, she is really messy. I tried to wash her, but was so over it in 5 minutes. And I'm having a hard time watching her eat anymore, you know? And you agree with Persephone. Yeah, I do too. I do too. And this is why I've slowed down a little bit, is that the mukbangs have been starting to make me sick because I already have digestive issues, and so watching like this gross like overeating and some of the meals like that chicken pot pie, I think was the first one that really triggered me. That I was like, oh my god, it looks like she's eating baby poop. Like, what the hell did she do? It's disgusting. Um, that one really sent me over the top, you guys. Um, yeah, she is very messy. The sub, when she was eating the sub, she got her sleeve all in the sauce that like spilled out of the sandwich, and she had stuff on her face. Piggy's channel points that out. Danny, not anymore. Dubai is actually really cool, and women are more respected than men here. There's so many changes. Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know. I mean, because I hear it's an absolutely beautiful city. I'm just kind of scared of the Middle East in general, to be real. I can wear whatever I want, go out in a bikini, and no one can really say anything. Oh, that's awesome. Do they have good beaches there, Danny? Because, if I'm going to actually wear a bikini, it's better be on a beach. Persephone, my ex-husband visited a friend in Dubai last year. He loved it. Yeah, I've had some friends, but they were all male who visited and just raved about it. And I was just like, well, what would my experience be, So I was a little afraid of that. We do. Beaches are a big part here. We love it, says Danny. That's good. That's awesome. We, I live in Southern California, so we have some great beaches. You know, there's some great swimming beaches. We have some great beaches to have a campfire. We have just some scenic beaches that are really rocky, that are very pretty, but you're not going to go swimming in that, you know? I go out with my friends at midnight wearing short dresses or whatever, and it's all cool, says Danny. Sounds like Vegas. Sounds like Vegas. Persephone, we have alligators. Where are you? Are you like in Florida or something? You in Florida or like Louisiana or something? It kind of is like that, haha. Like Vegas. Louisiana, okay. Yeah, do 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 do. Do 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 do. I wanna do real bad things with you. She's in Louisiana, Danny. Yeah, because they got a lot of swampland, right? Right, Persephone? You got a lot of swampland, so you've got alligators too. You had an alligator show up to work, Persephone? How did that happen? What was that like? Tell me the story. Lots of swamps, and they're in the canals. Okay, yeah, because you got all that to try and control flooding. Oh my God, how many have you encountered? Says Danny. Danny, oh my God, how big was it? I love watching you guys like talk and tell stories to each other. This is good. You're taking the load off me. This is nice. They come through the drainage tubes from the canals and into our drainage ponds at work. Drainage ponds at work. Okay. Besides besties on here, haha, says Danny. Yeah, you guys are becoming fast friends, right? You should exchange contact information. That's funny. That's funny. Okay, ladies. Oh my God, that reminds me of the movie Crawl. Have you seen it? Persephone. It was only between 4 and 5 feet. That's still pretty big. That's still pretty big, girlfriend. Someone came out and shot it. Is that how you handle it? They don't try and like actually capture it? That's actually scary considering I'm 5'1", says Danny. Danny, you're the same height as Chantel. That's interesting. Um, you should check it out. It's absolutely insane. Haven't heard of what? Let me scroll back. The Crawl, right? The movie Crawl. I have to read all of this because the uh, comments will not be available afterwards. I'll look for it, says Persephone. Okay, ladies, I gotta wrap it up because I do have another chore to accomplish before the end of the evening. Danny, it is an amazing movie. You should watch it too, mamas. Okay, crawl. All right. All right, ladies. I gotta say goodnight here, and thank you so much for keeping the chat lively. And I will try and do some content tomorrow, but like, she didn't really give me anything to work with this weekend. It was pretty boring. See you. Have a good night. Thank you, Danny. And good night to Persephone as well. Good night, y'all. All right. Good night.